Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
So you're a Dodge owner and that dreaded check engine light pops on. It's always a little stressful, right? And then your code reader spits out P0706, and you're probably thinking, what in the world is that? Well, don't you worry, we're going to break down exactly what that code means and show you how to get it fixed. Okay, so there it is, that little light glowing on your dash. And the scanner confirms it, P0706. It sounds super technical, maybe a little intimidating, but trust me, it's not as bad as it seems. Let's clear up the confusion and figure out exactly what's going on with your ride. All right, first things first, let's translate this thing. A P0706 code isn't just some random jumble of letters and numbers. Nope, it's a very specific message from your car. Think of it as your car trying to tell you something's off. We just need to learn its language. So at its heart, this P006 code is all about something called transmission range sensor rationality. What does that mean in plain English? It just means your car's main computer is totally confused. It can't get a clear signal telling it if you're in park, reverse, neutral, or drive. It's a classic case of miscommunication. To really get what's happening here, we need to meet the two main players in this little drama. I like to call them the brain and the messenger. Once you understand how these two are supposed to talk to each other, it's way easier to see why they're not. Let's start with the brain. That's your powertrain control module, or PCM for short. Seriously, this thing is the command center of your entire vehicle. It's constantly making calculations to make sure the engine and transmission are working together in perfect harmony. And to do its job right, it needs good, clear information. And that's where the messenger comes in. This is your transmission range sensor, or TRS. Its one and only job is to tell the PCM, the brain, exactly which gear you've just shifted into. It's a simple job, but it is absolutely crucial. So let's put it all together. The P0706 code pops up when the messenger, the TRS, sends a signal that the brain, the PCM, just can't make sense of. It's like a staticky, garbled phone call. The brain gets confused, knows something is wrong, and it switches on that check engine light to get your attention. Okay, so we know the brain and the messenger aren't talking right. The big question now is, why? What's actually causing this communication breakdown? Well, it usually comes down to one of 5 likely culprits. Let's go through the list of usual suspects. And here's the whole shebang, laid out nice and neat. We've got 5 potential problems, and they range from a simple little adjustment to actually replacing a part. We're going to walk through each one, starting with the most common and easiest stuff first. No need to jump to conclusions. All right, culprit number 1. And here's the good news. This is often the cause, and it's usually a pretty straightforward fix. It's the shift lever table. If this cable gets just a little bit out of whack, maybe it's stretched over time, the spot where your shifter is doesn't match what the sensor is reporting. It's a simple mechanical problem causing a digital headache. Next up, let's talk about dirt, or more specifically, tiny metal particles. Just from normal wear and tear, little bits of metal can float around in your transmission fluid and stick to the sensor's coat plate. This gunk can literally block the signal, making it impossible for the messenger to get a clear word out. Culprit number 3 is all about the wiring. Think of it like a frayed phone charger. The actual wire that carries the message from the sensor to the computer can get damaged. It could have a break in it, or the electricity could be leaking out and going somewhere it shouldn't. Either way, the message gets lost along the way. You know, sometimes the problem isn't the road or the message, it's the messenger. Just like any other part on your car, the transmission range sensor can simply wear out and fail. If the part that's supposed to be sending the signal is broken, well, you're never going to get the right message. And finally, we have our least likely suspect, the brain itself. Now, it is possible for the powertrain control module to be the problem, but it's pretty rare. This is absolutely the last thing you should check because you want to make sure you've ruled out all the simpler, cheaper stuff first. Okay, so we know the problem, we know the players, and we know who the potential culprits are. So how do we actually put this all into action? Simple. We follow a clear, logical path. Think of it like a funnel, starting broad and getting more specific as we go. And this is your roadmap. You start at the top with the easiest and most common fix, check and adjust that shift cable. If the light is still on, you move to step 2. Inspect and clean that sensor plate. Still no luck? Then you test the wiring. If the wires are good, it's probably time to replace the sensor. And only after all of that, only then, do you even start to think about the PCM? So here's the biggest takeaway. That P0706 code does not have to be a major headache. By following these steps, you can figure out what's really wrong instead of just guessing and throwing parts at it. The goal is simple, right? Get that issue identified, get it fixed, and get your Dodge back on the road, running just the way it should. It's a totally solvable problem, and now you know exactly how to tackle it.